Okay, hello everyone, this is Mr. Muncie with Balancing Equations Part 2, the intermediate stuff. Hopefully we got the basics down and we're ready to move on to harder problems. So let's go ahead and begin. Oh, well, that's a cat. Grumpy. Moving on. Alright, so here's an actual equation. Let's go ahead and make sure when you're doing this, because you're taking notes right now, that you go ahead and draw all this, including the chart, to help us organize and get inventory on how much of each atom we have. So looking at that, let's start with this side. We'll figure out how much of each element, then we'll move on to the other side. So let's see, looking at this, I have one silicone, right, because there is no subscript behind it and no coefficient. So I have 1. Now I have a subscript for chlorine. I have 4. So Cl is going to be 4 chlorine. I have 2 hydrogen and I have 1 oxygen. On the other side, I have 1 silicone. I have 2 oxygen. I have 1 hydrogen and I have 1 chlorine. Alright, so looking at it, I can see my silicones are currently balanced at least. And nothing else is. That's cool. So now I gotta choose which one I'm going to try to balance first. I recommend you try to avoid one that appears to at least currently be balanced at first, if possible. So for example, silicones both have 1, so I really don't want to mess with my silicones at the moment. But I can see my hydrogen is imbalanced, and that seems like a pretty easy place to start. So I have 2 on this side. Remember, I can't subtract, I can only add, and I can only add coefficients, no subscripts. So I'm going to simply, I know that hydrogen can meet at 2, so I'll go ahead and I'll put a 2 right here, and I have now 2 hydrogens on this side, and it also changed my chlorines. Now I have 2 chlorines. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to go ahead. I see that that might not work out because my chlorines are kind of messed up at the moment, but let's see what we can do. I'm going to mess with my oxygen. So I see my oxygens need to meet up at 2. So I can put a 2 right here. And now my hydrogen, 2, I have H2 and I have 2 of H2. So now I have 4 hydrogens. And I have 2 oxygens here. And now my oxygens are lined up, but my hydrogens have been messed up and my chlorines have been messed up, or are still messed up. So, not looking good. But, oh, wait a second. Hold on. H and Cl are both the 2 I need to modify. Well, here's HCl right here. If I change this to a 4, then I will have 4 hydrogen, and I will have 4 chlorines. Look at that. They're all balanced. So this is a balanced equation. So see how sometimes you don't initially put in the right number, but you can modify and change it as you move along to make it balanced. This is overall a semi-hard problem. So take your time. Realize you might make mistakes. No panics, no worries. If it just gets too confusing, erase it all and start all over, and you'll figure it out. If you have any questions, please come see Miss Evans or myself. Otherwise, thank you for listening, and when you're ready to move on, we'll look at the hardest type of problems with balancing equations. Till then, this is Mr. Muncie signing off.